I'm by a camper, by a little house here.
Oh, come across into the other building.
Hey guys, Trevin here, Gearshift Garage. I'm here with Sam Nickol and your collection of cars. Tell us about this place and where we're at.
So this is my dad's farm. This has been here since the 1950s. The farm's been here way longer than that. He passed on a sickness of trying to save junk. This is stuff it's all for sale. Mostly it's here because I want to see it saved. I haul a lot of stuff to the scrap iron pile, and a lot of it I keep because somebody might need it or use it in the future.
So you just have space. So
I have space. When I was a kid, a lot of farms looked kind of like this. This is big,
Right.
but looked kind of like this, and it's getting any more to where there aren't very many piles like this around.
Oh, for sure. Where do you find most of your stuff?
I used to find a lot of stuff on farm auctions. We're looking at some cars right now that actually came out of a collection in Idaho. These are the parts cars. I cleaned them up. There was an insane $2 million auction there 2 years ago. They sold off the good cars. And I went and cleaned up the stuff that was left over. I ended up scrapping a lot of it, and I saved all of the stuff that I thought was good enough to do something with.
So you're just kind of talking about that earlier. This is a great example of something that looks like a pile of junk. Why would someone want to keep something like this?
So both of these, the blue car is actually a reasonable project. They're 70 and a half Camaros. They're a half year only, super popular. Any split bumper or any real bumper Camaro is very desirable anymore. And the blue car is a buildable car. It's rough. The gray and black car is supposedly a Z28, a real Z28 car. In my opinion, it's not buildable. I've seen guys build these cars, but regardless, if you start a restoration on one of these cars, or even if you buy a brand new body kit, you need this car or these cars parts-wise for whether it's interior clips or inner structure bracing. And this stuff just isn't... you can go to Barrett-Jackson, and if you go on the first couple of days, you'll buy that car that somebody spent 6 months smearing Bondo and fiberglass in and painted.
For sure.
And you could easily end up with a car that was just as big a project as this is,
Right.
Unless you just drive it the way it is.
Right.
So my deal with this stuff is I love cars. I don't make much money doing this, but I save this stuff, and I get to meet a lot of cool people, and I get to see a lot of stuff.
Oh, totally. You've been doing this since you were a kid?
I've been doing this since I was before high school.
No, that's awesome. How many cars do you think has flowed through this place?
So when my dad passed away, there were probably 350 to 400 cars here total. We had 2 auction sales and sold off over 200 cars. I probably scrapped close to 200. Some of these cars have been here forever. And since 2009, if I was cleaning a place up or saw something that I thought was cool, I bought it and brought it home. Probably 500 cars in the last 30 years have come in and out of this place in one way or another.
Smokes. That's a lot of rigs.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of diesel fuel to get them home and get them gone.
Right? So there'll be an auction or an estate sale or something, and you'll come clean it up, or How does that work?
It just depends on what's there. I mean, there's stuff here that I specifically went after to buy it. A lot of people are getting to know who I am if they've got a mess like this. I've had people, these cars, for example, came out of near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, that know that I'll save them money and I'll save them the cars. So I've got people that are hiring me to clean up junk piles like this. It just depends on, and a lot of this stuff, there's a lot of stuff here that I bought because personally I liked it, regardless if it was popular or not. And there's quite a bit, there's some stuff here that I bought, gotten sick of and sold, and some of it's still here. A lot of it's gone. It's a car thing, and it's history.
Totally.
You know?
Right. I think any car enthusiast wishes they had space to just save the stuff they like.
So like where we're standing right now, this used to be a pile of engine blocks and old tractors and just scrap iron. And I cleaned that all up 15 years ago. And when you're working on something, you're like, oh shit, I hauled that to scrap 15 years ago, and I need the part off of that engine, and it's not there anymore. And it's something with anything old is the hardest part about restoring it is finding the parts.
Totally.
And so it made me appreciate at least saving what I could.
Right.
And you can't save all of it, but a lot of people would go into a place like this and the whole thing would go in a crusher and get turned into rebar. And a lot of people cry about it being gone, but they don't have the means or the want to do anything about saving it.
Well, let's walk around. Show us.
For sure.
Tell us about what you got and what we see.
Well, which way do we want to go?
You lead the way.
Okay. Well, this is a 57 Chevy wagon. This came out of the place in Idaho. It's really a rough car, but it's there. I'm 50 years old. Somebody's like, do you want to sell that? And I go, yeah, I'd sell it. But I go, it's not going to be cheap. And they're like, what do you mean? And I go, I'm 50 years old. And I go, 57 Chevy's an iconic car. I own one.
Yeah, right.
Like these cars, this is a 52 Chevy pickup that actually would be a good candidate for somebody looking for one to restore.
And what, I guess, tell real quick, what during a restoration, I mean, I've got a 54 Chevy and I can see right out the gate the reason why someone would, but give us a real quick, like what would make this a great restoration? I mean, to anyone else, it looks like a pile. So
specifically on any of this stuff, and I don't care anymore, even into the 80s, you're looking for something that's not super rusty. You want it to be kind of straight, and you want it to be as complete as possible. Like these pickups, you can literally buy almost anything for them, but the original stuff is better.
Right.
They're super, super prone to rusting out. You know, they're cool. They're an in pickup right now. Pickups are popular. Probably what would make sense for this pickup is to take a cutoff saw and cut the front that much off of it and sell it to somebody for a wall hanger, make the lights work.
Sure.
You know, and I'm not saying that I haven't done that, but I don't like doing that stuff because I want to see somebody have the vehicle.
I mean, the fact that this has the window trim and the split window and headlight bezels and even the emblem, like you say, you can buy all this stuff, but to have one that's in one piece original, it tells a story, right?
It does. And I mean, honestly, the stuff you buy is not as good as the stuff that they came with. If you start building that pickup out of pieces from a catalog, you'll think that you're going to build it for $25,000, but after you buy all the pieces, you'll have spent $75,000 on it.
For sure. So is there any particular order of stuff here? Or?
No. The problem with me is I'm busy. I actually demo buildings in order to kind of subsidize this hobby. So this stuff is in the order that it falls off the trailer.
So you'll list a couple for sale at a time, or?
Yeah, I generally have 4 or 5 things on Facebook Marketplace for sale all the time. So we would be at the east end of stuff. This is, because of real estate, this is where it starts.
Got it.
This Caprice is a car that, to me, is something, even though it's a giant project, I've watched lots of these cars bring $3,000 or $4,000 in this condition. And there's another Caprice that we'll probably walk by in a while that's a year newer that I don't like, and I ended up buying because I couldn't find one of these.
Oh, gotcha.
And this was on an auction sale with probably about 70 or 80 other cars, and for some reason, it didn't bring a lot.
Interesting.
It was laying on the ground. I put wheels and tires on it, not good wheels and tires, but I've actually been offered substantially more money than I paid for it. I'm like, I've been looking for one of those for a long time. So yeah, unless it's dumb money.
Yeah.
This is a car that one of my brothers bought because it's a 65 or 6 Mercury Park Lane, and it has a 410 FE, had a 410 FE in it that he plans on putting in a 67 Ford 3/4 ton 2-wheel drive.
Oh, nice.
They're a really unusual engine, and they're pretty cool.
That's
so
awesome.
this is probably slated to die the rest of the way.
Right.
These are a couple of pickups that I would personally never have, but anything short box pickup is popular. This is an older Mercury Park Lane that I bought for the engine to put in a 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive project that I'm working on right now.
You know, it's funny, a lot of this stuff at the time, or even, even I'm old enough to maybe not give this a second look. And now you look at it and look at the lines on it. And this would make a really cool restoration project.
It would. It almost, I just sold, we'll see the dead patch of grass. I sold a 67 Chevelle 4-door 2 weeks ago that I bought 5 years ago. And I bought it from a kid whose grandma had gave it to him. And the reason he sold it to me is because I wasn't going to part it out.
Oh, sure.
Because everybody, when you were a kid, and especially when I was a kid, if it had 4 doors on it, no one was interested in it.
Right.
This car is something you can pile a bunch of friends in.
Totally.
And this car is cool to cruise around town.
No, for sure.
There's a car over here that absolutely nobody wants, but I think it's super cool. This is I think it's a 53 Willys Aero Coupe, and there's a handful of people that have turned these into pro street cars back in the day, and there's none of them around. And this is something this came out of an auction sale 8-9 years ago, and I've had 20 people look at it and they're like, it's cool, but it's not my thing. And I'm like, It's not my thing either, but it will be somebody's thing.
Totally. And that's that's the way all this stuff goes, right? It's worth something to somebody somewhere.
Exactly.
And again, I think we said it earlier, just most people don't have the means to store it.
Well, you don't have the means to store it. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't have the tools, let alone the time or ability. And it is. The good thing about building a car is you develop a relationship with it. But like any other relationship, it takes a lot of time and effort.
Right. Well, let's keep her going here.
Kind of walked ourselves into a corner.
That's all right. A lot of tractors here too. Is this just from the farm, or is this stuff you collect as well?
There's some stuff that I've collected. Most of these tractors are from this farm.
I should say implements, tractors.
Implements, and a lot of that stuff is gone. There used to be literally rows of combines like this. I've got a whole pile of steering columns off of a combine like that because I thought, man, these would make cool bar stool bases.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And they're laying in a shed, and I've never done anything with them, but I'm like, I'm saving that because it's cool.
Yeah, totally. Every time I look, it's like something new that you think you've looked down a row or something.
Yeah, well, you guys have missed an entire section in the preview.
Oh, crazy. It's, I guess, also notable that a lot of junkyards will scrap cars to increase value, right?
Yes.
So that's something that, for those of you that don't know how this stuff works, often at a certain year, they'll be scheduled or slated a whole year range of vehicles will be scrapped, turned into rebar, like you said, just for the sole purpose of driving prices up of the remaining parts, pieces, and VIN numbers.
Absolutely. And like we're standing in an area where you can see 5 or 6 things that came out of a closed down wrecking yard in the Flathead. And I paid more than scrap to get this stuff home to save it. I needed some of it. I wanted some of it. I literally bought this Ford pickup because I liked the stickers in the rear window. I quite possibly will sawzall the cab off and turn that into a bed.
Okay.
But yeah, this stuff's it's getting harder and harder to find. So this row kind of out here is what didn't go to scrap or didn't go to the auction sale and got saved.
So again, was this original farm stuff?
Yeah. Yep, there's original farm trucks in here that were used on this farm.
Often, a lot of these farms, farmer will buy a truck, use it, they park it,
Yep.
just in case they need a backup if their new one dies, but it will inevitably end up in a row sitting. And I think there's a spot in Cut Bank that I used to work at that you can see the year models as they progressively, and it's everything from the farm truck to the family rig to the sedan all in a row. And you can see where they just bought new through the generate.
There's a couple of places like that up on the High Line that are just super cool. And I mean, there's one near Chester that it starts in the 30s.
Oh,
and you can't buy anything from them. I mean, eventually their kids will be like, oh, we want this crap gone. It's not just history, it's history of engineering, it's history of agriculture. There's a Mack truck up where you guys are parked at that was the first semi our dad ever bought.
Oh, cool.
And solely the only reason that is sitting here is because it was the first semi he ever bought.
That's awesome.
The other thing that I do, like these two tractors came off of the auction that was over by Havre a couple of weeks ago. And they're going to Utah. In fact, tomorrow I'll load those up on a trailer and take off. So I'm kind of working towards turning this into a viable business. I do a lot of things that don't make sense in order to meet people. I've got some pretty good contacts in California that I actually buy and sell stuff. Personally, 67 to 72 Chevy pickups are my thing.
Oh, nice. Those seem to be popular right now.
They've been popular. My older brother started restoring those pickups in the mid 80s.
Oh, wow.
In fact, there's a blue and white GMC sitting up here that was painted on this place in 1985.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
This pickup I bought 6-7 years ago. This pickup literally has 43,000 miles on it. I have the original 1969 Conrad School District title for this pickup.
Holy smokes.
I bought it home, got it running, put wheels and tires on it, had my fun, and got bored with it. And actually, one of the neighbors wanted it bad enough that I let go of it, and he just hasn't picked it up yet.
Oh, gotcha. It's all there. It's cool.
Oh, yeah, and it's literally throw a battery in that pickup if you wanted to. You could drive that pickup anywhere in the country.
That's
I
awesome.
probably put 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it, and then I was like, okay, I've done it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Moving on.
This bus is something that came from an auction sale. It had been camperized probably in the 60s, maybe 70s. Back when we used to dirt bike a lot, we used to go over to a neighbor's place. I threw a battery in it and it started. So we spent 3 days cleaning everything out. And there's pictures somewhere of that with 4 dirt bikes in the back of it, and beds and everything. And used it for a couple of years. And I'm like, man, I should do something cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't since. This is the semi that my dad bought. That was the first semi. It's a 64 Max.
Started it all, huh?
Yep. Started the trucking business part of this place.
Okay. Is any of this still used today? I mean, it's still farmed or operated out of?
Well, I don't think there's any current equipment sitting around right now, but yeah, this is still a functional farm. 2 of my older brothers farm it. That is a pickup that was painted in 1985.
Oh, cool. It's like there's some hidden trucks in here, huh?
We've got some stuff in here. Mostly this is more farm related, but there might be a treasure or two in here. This building was actually my dad and one of my mom's uncles built this building in 1957. So these arches, there's a steel frame sitting at another where the original house and stuff was, that they jacked all of those boards in, glued them and nailed them, and then put them on a truck and hauled them down here. This is the first building that was on this site.
Holy cow.
And when it was built, it was the biggest building in the neighborhood.
That's awesome. There's some treasures in here.
There's a little bit. This is one of my brothers. This is a pretty nice 69 Ford pickup, and it's got a couple of wounds in it, but runs good. This is a 79 Ranger Lariat, which is not easy to find. This pickup actually came out of Columbia Falls and would be sitting outside, except for it's down to bare metals, so.
Gotcha. More history.
Yeah. There's just some random stuff in here. There's a 64 to 66 Mustang hood.
That's cool.
And that's been, one of my older brothers had a 65 Fastback, and it's long gone, but there's parts for the car still laying around the place.
Yep. Funny how that will then turn into trying to find another car just because you have the hood, right?
And I have a couple of 64 64 and a half Mustangs located somewhat because of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. There's I'm probably not the guy that knows where everything in Montana is, but I know where a lot of stuff, you know, if people are looking for things, I know where a lot. And kind of funny side story, 2 months ago, I went over to a neighbor place that I was looking for reclaimed wood and ended up finding 3 half-ton short box, a 48 Dodge, a 40 Ford, and a 48 Ford.
Oh, wow.
And I had no idea that place even existed. It's 10 miles east of here.
Crazy.
Been here my whole life, hunted, driven all over this place, and drive over a hill, and I'm like, I had no idea there was even a building site here. And there's spots like that left in Montana. There's coulees out here that got abandoned cars in them still, but it's going away.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yep. Cool. Well, thank you for showing us this place. This is amazing. This is great. Very cool. So I guess just to end this, if someone's looking for something, whether it's in Montana or in the nation, they can contact you. You can either help locate it or
for sure.
Or if it's something they saw in the video, they can inquire about it. If
you need parts, cars, transport, if you have a mess like this that you want somebody to come in and tell you what the value could be in it, or whether or not it just needs to go to the scrapyard, sometimes that is the answer. I'm the guy for that. You can find me at Sam Nickol on Facebook, Demolition Solutions on Instagram. But yeah, I do this and I do it because I want to see it saved.
Oh yeah, totally.
You know, and not all of it's going to be saved, but the stuff that gets saved, the next generation can
at least having an idea of what is worth saving, right? That's huge. I think oftentimes, you know, like you say, something will go to kids they may not know, and
I've been hauling scrap since I was a kid, but I've done it as a business on and off for the last 20 years. And I've been in the scrapyard when all of a sudden there's a pile of cars that come out of a place, and it's like, those were good, you know, not all of them, but Hudson Hornet. I was in the scrapyard, this has been 15 years ago, and I'll bet there were 6 significant Hudson cars, you know, and nobody knew.
Right.
You know, nobody was interested in it, and they got nothing out of this stuff. Generally, it's scrap. Somebody will come in and take the scrap to clean up the mess. But you know, if you've got a valuable car, even if it's not that valuable, that helps clean up everything else. And ideally, it puts some money in your pocket.
Right.
You know,
for sure.
I do this because I love it, but I don't do it because it costs me money every time.
Right. Yeah, I think that's you know, for those who don't know, once it goes to scrap, typically it's getting crushed,
it's gone,
recycled, it's done. You're never seeing it again. So we at least want to prevent it from going to scrap.
Well, at least we don't want to see good stuff go to scrap.
Right.
And that happens a lot.
Right. Well, thanks again. Appreciate it. Been awesome.